assets. It's entirely a commercial portfolio, so there's no development outside of our parks. It's only office. There are 4 hotels in the portfolio and 1 solar park which feeds power to our parks. So these are the 7 infrastructure-like office assets. It's 31 million square feet, 2 in Bangalore, 3 on the right-hand side that you can see there in Pune, and 2 in Noida. And a bit closer to home, we also have, in addition to those 7, 4 prime city centre offices. You can see Express Towers a stone's throw from here, 500,000 square feet in this traditional business district of Nariman Point. Front office for banks, private equity, legal and diplomatic occupiers. Also in Bombay, we've got one of the, if not the best building in Bandra Kurla complex, the first international financial centre, half owned by Citibank, almost fully leased since we put in our preliminary prospectus. A great building in a great business district. Our Embassy 247 in Vikhroli, again some great strong leasing in the 9 months since we first put in our prospectus. And finally, an asset which is just coming online, the new Embassy 1. It's an office, retail and hotel development, mixed use, really high standard in Bangalore as you come in from the airport. The office tower, we've just launched leasing and we're in discussions with a number of really blue chip tenants there. The 230 room Four Seasons Hotel will go live and take bookings from the beginning of April. And I just want to underscore the rationale around having hotels in our portfolio, these 4 hotels assets, is to support and be ancillary to the office portfolio. So businesses today, and you'll hear the thesis that we have, we provide a total business ecosystem to the 160 corporate occupiers who are in our parks. So we endeavour to provide amenities. You saw on the video some of those: sports zones, creches, transportation, as well as the health and hygiene aspects of power and so on for our tenants in the parks. Hotels are part of that. We believe in that so much so that at Manyata, which is, we believe, the largest business park in the country, it's a 120-acre business park. There are over 1 lakh people working on that business park. We're building a 619-room Hilton and Hilton Garden Inn hotel complex with a 58,000-foot conferencing centre at the front of that 120-acre park. And that's there to support those 1 lakh people working on the park, the 60 tenants that are there to help to make their business more efficient. So that's the rationale for the 4 hotels in the portfolio. The 4th one being a Hilton at Embassy Golf Links, which has been up and running for over 3 years. During the week, that's typically running at occupancies that are between 95 and 102% occupancy. Weekends, that would move down to somewhere in the 50s. But that weekday occupancy underlines how important it is for the businesses on our parks. And we believe that by having those hotels on our business parks, it helps us to attract new tenants and retain the existing ones, and that they will pay premium rentals because of that total business ecosystem. One number I want to focus on, which is on the slide in front of you, is that 33 million square feet of offices, of leasable area. So our portfolio today is just shy of 25 million square feet completed up operational office assets. It's leased and occupied at 95% occupancy. That's been the case between 93.5% and 95% occupancies in our parks for over 5 years. So really high occupancy is an indicator of the demand in our portfolio. You can see the balance on which cities we're focused on. Bangalore, naturally, it's the technology hub of India. The most technology export services come out of Karnataka, but it's also the aerospace hub for India. It's also the headquarters of one of our sponsors, Embassy. But Bombay, Pune, Noida, and we'll tell you about some potential acquisition assets which are also in Chennai, which brings us to a place where we would say that we're one of the few, if not the only, pan-India pure-play commercial office player. I'll just focus on that left-hand column. There's a lot of detail on the right-hand that you can see on your screen. Compelling business opportunity. Why? We are in the world's fastest growing large economy. That's been the case for some time now. We've all seen, and I've seen over the last 20 odd years that I've been in India, we've seen the growth of the technology space, the growth in demand of the services industry. And when I speak to the CXOs and business leaders of those 160 companies on our parks, and when I look at the statistics that come out from organizations like NASSCOM, you see that that growth is continuing, and headcounts are continuing to expand. We'll come back to the reason for that shortly. I'm going to show you in a while some of those 160 corporate occupiers, 80% of which are multinational corporations. Over 40% of our tenant base are from the Fortune 500. So a really blue chip, high quality tenant base. On listing, we believe that we will be Asia's largest office REIT by square footage. So, you know, I would say I really feel that our industry, and in some respects, India has arrived in terms of the commercial office world. My colleagues and I have been traveling to international markets over the last few months, and the excitement from international institutional investors about what is going on in our industry and in the markets in India is palpable. And I think the comment about the strategic investor that Sundar made earlier on, it illustrates that. But we've had great feedback from those investors over the last couple of months. Ours is a simple business model. We own office buildings. We lease them out to good covenant tenants, high quality tenants, and as a REIT, we're obliged to distribute 90% of our available cash flows to our unit holders. That would include our sponsors, Embassy sponsor and Blackstone, and also the third-party unit holders who are coming into the platform. The REIT regulations, we'll talk about that in Q&A. You know, we feel that particularly SEBI has done a great job over the last couple of years on the REIT regs, and we feel that the REIT product is perfect for the Indian market, a market which in many ways has been disappointed in the past by a number of real estate related investments. And finally, the point bottom left, the management team that I'm honoured to lead, actually. We've got 60 really experienced people who do what we call the A to Z of asset management business. We've got 2 fantastic sponsors, and again, happy to talk about some of that as we go